How are we doing? How's everything look? Oh, explosions. How's everything look? So I seemingly sound alright. It's good to know. Lots of explosions going on outside. Lots and lots of explosions going on the outside. Let's see how many people join. So far we have 4 people joining. Never mind, we have 12 people watching apparently. Hello Cal, hello Gaping Place, hello Gun the Gold Miner, hello Runo, hello Sans Forever, hello Rhett. The new beginning, hopefully it wouldn't that worse like last year. Okay. So, like usual, I have not planned out how the fuck I'm going to explain myself. But I will try and do what I did last year, which is talk about... Oops, fucking Jesus. I don't know how loud those explosions are for you guys, but they are loud for me. What was I saying? I was saying something. I'm gonna try and do what I did last year, which is explain how the year went and what my thought process was for this year. And basically the thought process behind all of the videos I made this year. Yeah. Not a lot of people joining. But that might also be because of my irrelevancy, but that's a topic for another day. I did not upload a lot this year. This was a very slow year. Good God. ...2022 was cringe. That's a matter of perspective. I could have prepped up a better preparing screen or waiting screen. It's just this red beating galaxy. Who knows? Maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll actually try and be a little bit more professional. Because trying to be precisely that has not exactly been one of my expertise. So yeah, 2023 will be worse. I mean, we don't know that. Lots of games coming out this year. If I remember correctly, GTA 6 is coming out this year, which I heard a lot of people look forward to. I frankly do not, which surprised every single friend of mine. Oh yeah, and Spider-Man 2 is coming out next year as well. Oh yeah, wasn't there... there was a Wolverine game that Insomniac was working on. Did that come out... Was that gonna come out this year, or... Oh wait, yeah, it was Spider-Man that was coming out 2024, but... Yeah, I think the Wolverine game is coming out next year, or well, technically this year, because it is currently 2023 for me right now. I guess I can disable this. There we go. Now I can see what I'm looking at. Let me just make sure. If I bring this up, it comes onto my second screen. You guys, wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm in here instead. Okay, there you go. You guys don't see Discord if I bring it up, right? No, you will not. Okay, that's actually good. Because it's on my secondary screen. 2021 and 2020 sucked so badly. Yep. I can agree, 2021 and 2020 was rough years. Very rough years. Especially 2021. This year was weird. Got nytt år från Elias. Okay, Habs, I know you hate speaking English, but just speak English. 2019 was kind of fine. Yeah, I suppose so. Honestly, the title speaks for itself. This year was strange. Very strange. It had a rough start for me, honestly. This year also felt very long compared to every other year I've been through. Because honestly, before or after I released this video right here, something happened in real life that I never explained in full detail, and I don't think I will, because I mean, I could say it's personal, but it's also for the sake of I don't know, it just doesn't feel like something I should explain. Habs, if you speak English, I might. How many of you are watching? It is currently 7 viewers. That is less than the peak we had, which was 12. Facts going on here. My existence is going on here. That's, yeah, 7 moment. Hell yeah. So how do I start? I suppose I'm not gonna show the videos, or should I? Hold on, let me cover up the screen real quick, just in case I accidentally show something I shouldn't. Scroll back here. Let's see here. Where are the videos? Did I scroll past them? I think I did. Yeah, there they are. Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't even have to fucking. In the whole first page. The entire first page represents more than my entire year. Good God. That should show you just how inactive I was this year. I have received pings on Discord. Never. Okay, it's just Habs being Habs. Okay. Can I show this? Is there any vital information here? No, there's not. Okay. So, over here, I don't know if you can see it because of how big my screen is, but these are 2 videos I published at the beginning of this year, after the Darth Baba Booey the Ding Dong video, apparently. Don't mind the noise in the background, that's my brother being a crazy psychopath, but let's talk about that later. Or actually, I prefer not to talk about that, because he's kind of a devil. So, yeah. I don't have much time, so I'll make it quick. ReveX, I love your music, I love how you're connected to your community. Please continue being awesome, and happy new solar orbit record. Bye. Oh, ain't that sweet. I mean, I don't know if I should have scripted this thing. All I did was have it in my mind and be like, yeah, this is good. This is good. I mean, what do I usually do in these streams? I go over how the year went, which, honestly, this year felt extremely slow. It felt like more than a year, which I reckon is the same for, like, every year. But this year especially felt very slow, because this event that caused these 2 videos to be made, the event that caused that, like, it happened at the beginning of the year, so that's probably why it feels like it happened so long ago. But let's start with let's start. Why? Wait, don't I? Yeah, I do. Let's start with the very first video I made this year, and I'm not gonna play through it because I'm gonna get a copyright striked, or not strike, but I'm gonna get a copyright claimed if I do. Why did I make this video? I don't think I ever explained that. I just published it, and I just published it, and that was it. So, where do I start with this? I don't exactly know where this stemmed from, where the idea of this video stemmed from. I do not remember. What I do remember, on the other hand, is that... okay. I believe at the beginning of this year, I was in a small Star Wars phase, basically. So, that might explain partially? Is that the word? Partially? I'll say partially. That's partially the inspiration for why this video became a thing, because it's literally the Darth Plagueis, the Wise quote, or dialogue, or whatever the fuck you want to say. Jesus fucking Christ. These fucking explosions are fucking... Jesus Christ. Good God. Okay. Okay, where do I start with this? So... if my memory serves me well, this entire thing started from me talking to someone. I'm not gonna mention who they are for the sake of controversy that happened this year. The outside cars and it sounds like a nuke bomb outside from mine window. Yeah, lots of explosions happening outside here. Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. So this all started when I believe I was just bored. Someone, and there was a fucking change that the tree gets on fire. Good God, if only you could actually properly speak English, that would be great. I know that's weird coming from me, who lacks an English vocabulary at many times, but let's not talk about that. I'm having a hard time remembering precisely where this came from, so I'm just gonna say it was completely random. But then it turned into something else. It still stayed as what it was. Like, the entire idea for, or the concept of the video stayed the same. But the reason I actually straight up fully made it and published it to YouTube is because in school, my teacher, or my mentor, wanted the entire class to make a presentation, I think they're called. And it could have been of literally anything. So I decided I'm going to make a presentation of something I know very well of. My own creation. So, yeah. I made this video. And, well, all of the dialogue is completely random. Also, this edit here, is very bad. Like, really, really bad. What's funny is how long I had this thing prepared for, though. It's like, I already had, like, the script, quote-unquote. I had the script ready, like, all of the text... What the fuck? What happened there? Excuse me, I did a simple misclick. But what happened here was, all of the text you see here was all there was in the script. and everything else except the text was completely improvised. Especially this part right here, where I decided to turn myself into mashed potatoes, and then I made this entire sequence. Fucking fire ambulance or whatever the fuck, firefighters. What are they called? Are they called firefighters? I can't fucking remember. Yeah, lots of crazy shit happening on the outside. But yeah, this happened. I made this video because it was funny. End of story. And then a few days after I finished that, something happened. Something that terrified me, which is why I texted here. I'm terrified. So, how can I summarize this? I'm not going to explain it in detail, but I will say that when I made this video, I genuinely felt like my life was in danger. Why? I'm not going to get into. But after, because what happened was I had like, this was uploaded like either 1 or 2 days after the event. And so when I was thinking about it, I panicked. I was in a panic mode. And so I made this video out of straight fucking panic. But then after like calming down and getting to think about it, I realized that it's probably fine. I wasn't 100% sure, but I felt that it was fine. So, yeah. It was a rough start to the year, not gonna lie. It was a very rough start. And then we move on to this song. My supposedly first original song. Although I would say it's my second original song, but this is the only one I consider to be my real first original song, considering that the actual first one was god-awful and was ungodly repetitive, if I remember correctly. I can't fucking remember. If you want to know what my first original was, I don't know if I don't even know if it's still out there. ReveX, The Moon Eclipse. I think that's what it's called. Oh yeah, it is. This right here was my very first original song. As you can hear, it's very repetitive. That's basically the lead that goes on for almost the entire song. But that was my actual first original song, but it was so bad that I didn't consider it to be my first original. I considered this to be my first original, despite the fact that this was also somewhat of an experiment that I never published until like a year after I actually finished it. And it has its reasons. It had its reasons, and I'm going to get into that to some degree. I'm not going to explain the entirety of it, but it has its explanations. Let's see. I made this on the 23rd of December on 2020. That's when I published this song in its original form, at least. And then I took until around February, maybe even earlier, to attempt to remaster it. For those who don't know, this was attempt at sidechaining, which is something I had just learned at the moment I made this song. Sidechaining was something that X-Gravity taught me. Now, what I did here was volumetric sidechaining, or just volume sidechaining. What that basically is that when one sound plays, take for example a kick, it drowns out the volume of the master track, basically. So whenever you hear a kick, it drowns out everything that's basically like behind the kick, which is why it sounds... Which is why you hear the kick very clearly, and you can, if you listen closely enough, you hear that the sound drowns out and comes back in. That's basically what sidechaining is, but it was volumetric sidechaining. I eventually went ahead and did EQ sidechaining, which is a lot more common outside of dubstep. And since, well, dubstep is not really my style, I stuck with EQ sidechaining, because, again, I'm not a dubstep musician. Although, I wouldn't mind making a few dubstep soundtracks, although I would love to mix it with metal and stuff. Although, I guess that's just ardent metal in one way or another. Hello, Dustak. Nice to see you here. But to explain why this song originally took so long to come out is not because it was seemingly unfinished. It's because, well, when you look at the name, it's called the Cybernetic Assassin. And people might think, oh, it's related to this character. But no, if you look in the description, it says, this song is not meant to be a theme song for the character portrayed in the illustration. Which means... this is basically just a picture that matched the song. But if that's the case, if this is... this song is meant for someone, and if that's the case, why didn't I just use that said character in the image? Well, for one, at the time there wasn't really that much art of him. Two, none of the art actually matched the video I was making. 3, Serene told me, and even showed me some progress on it, that she was gonna make the illustration for this. But, she didn't. Or at least she never finished it. And, as a musician and an artist overall, not like a drawing artist, but like as a musician in the artist community, somewhat, I don't know words, as like a creator of a form of art, I understand why she didn't finish it, because when it comes to creating art, it all comes down to motivation and creativity. And well, I never paid her to make the image anyways. She just said she wanted to do it, but then she never finished it. So yeah. It's your birthday today, Destek? Oh, well, happy birthday. It's a weird day to have a birthday in, but good for you. But yeah, there was no art of the character this song was meant for. So, eventually, I randomly got back to this track, remastered it, and thought, I want my audience to see this. So I got impatient. I ran out of patience, and yeah, I decided to just I literally went to DeviantArt, searched up Cybernetic Assassin, and this is the best image I found for that. So yeah, that's the story of this song. It is originally meant for another character. That character being me. Not, now that might confuse you. It's not like real me, and it's not a self-insert me either. My name isn't actually ReveX. Some of you actually know my real name. But the character ReveX is basically my persona. And he is an actual character. His development is yet to be finished, but he's a character that exists within a different universe. when will that get finished? When will it be revealed? When will that story be published? I have no fucking idea. I have absolutely zero idea. But all I can tell you is that he is a cybernetic assassin. Or at least he was. Still is to some degree. But this was supposed to be his theme. And a lot of people liked this. Now, emphasis on the a lot, because compared to my other stuff, it's not really that many. Your real name is Darth Probably the Ding Dong? Nope. That is just a meme. But yeah, after this, I published a whole bunch of other original songs. And unfortunately, this one took the spot of number 1, which irritated me, because this was not my favorite song at the time. This was, although now it would be this one. Because I realized that this one lacks impact and stuff, but you start somewhere. Do I have anything more to explain? I mean, yeah, the fact that I didn't like... I mean, at the time when I released this, I kinda liked it, but it wasn't like my all-time favorite. It was just a song I really liked. It's really repetitive. And that's what I dislike about it, the most at least. The fact that it's really repetitive. Which, if I remember correctly, I actually cut down some of that on the New Road song. Yeah, I cut down some of the repetitiveness. Someone commented... I can't remember if it was on the SoundCloud version or was it on this one? Yeah, it was in here. They said repetitive. It's rather repetitive for a 5-minute track. The earlier version, this version, was way more repetitive. Real name is Xever. It's canon, okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything more to explain for this. Is there something else you want to know? I don't know. Ask some questions about it. I might get back to it later on. What is your all-time favorite? Are you referring to original songs? Because in that case, it would be Inflamed Animosity, which is this song. It's either that or Decayed Lucidity. But it's mostly Inflamed Animosity. But yeah, after that, I published another original song called Belligerent. I just put salt and water on my hand. Why? Anyways, this was the second original song I made. And did I explain in the comments that I made this? Or why I made this? Oh yeah, I did. So this song was made out of desperation to stay awake during a random all-nighter I pulled. I don't remember why, but I did. So yeah. A bite? You had a bite on your hand? Nani the fuck? Okay. Bro's doing experiments while ReveX is live. Okay. This text that pops up here was just added for dramatic effect. The song Belligerent. Did I ever explain the actual origin of why the song even, like, I mean, to begin, vocabularies. So there was an idea behind the song, and I worked on it to stay awake. But the story behind it is kind of funny. I forgot his name, but around the time I made this song, there was some drama going on with YouTube. With someone, I forgot his name, but it was like Max something. He made a video trying to get YouTube... It started the whole, like, answer us YouTube hashtag thing on Twitter, which I don't use. And it was basically talking about how it was seemingly, from the YouTuber's perspective, it seemed like YouTube was defending pedophilia. And which that sparked a random idea in my head that around the time that controversy was going, I decided, hey, why don't I just make a song that represents hatred for pedophilia? That is, I shit you not, that is what sparked this fucking song. that idea sparked this song. But eventually, I noticed the vibe it gave off and was like, nope, this does not sound like a fucking a song about hatred for pedophilia. So I just made it into its own thing. Just made it into a battle theme. Which someone pointed out that this apparently, if Doom was made in Egypt, apparently. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but okay. This is apparently Doom, but in Egypt. So, yeah, good to know. First time live on this channel? Nope, it is not the first time live on this channel. You have missed several live streams I've done on this channel. But yeah, that's the funny story behind this. It was sparked out of hatred for pedophilia. Can you do a remix for Mirrored Insanity? Nope. I can, but I won't. And you would know why if you actually paid attention to my godforsaken channel. Anyways, that's all I have to say for this cover. Now we have Stoicism. Also, these names have actual original meaning. All the three names, this, and this, belligerent, stoicism, and inequality, they're not just called out for the sake of having a cool name. It's more than that. But yeah, this theme, I believe I explained here. Yeah, this project started off as a fan-made theme for Terraria, for a random Terraria boss I made up in my head. Because around the time I made this, I was in a huge Terraria phase. Like what the fuck am I doing here? I finished playing Terraria. I have 316 hours on it. Yikes. So yeah, I kind of did that. Yeah, whilst I was doing that, I decided to make a random fan-made theme for Terraria, but then again it started sounding less and less like Terraria, so yeah, it again just became its own thing. And lots of people, or I say lots, but it's only like a minimum of 20, but a few people liked it, or I'll just say people liked it. That's what I'll say. Your red Megalo was great though. Yep, I agree. Twitter, which I don't use, based. I remember in the 2020 stream I spammed like a pure full-on idiot. I mean, it was 2 years ago, or technically 3, so yeah, it's hard to remember it. The drumless version kind of showed us how important drums are to covers. Yep, drums are very important. They add a lot more. They empty the emptiness. Is there anything more? Oh yeah, I was gonna explain the name. I'll get to that once we get to this theme, which basically explains the names. This one got more views than these two, which also annoyed me, but I think I know why. It's probably because it's more cinematic, and also because it has a character from Valorant in it, but this guy is also from Valorant, but I assume this guy's edgier and people like him more, so that's probably why people liked this character or this theme more. So this was made from a script, or I had an idea, and I wrote it down as a script. I wanted to try and do some animation thing, and I made a story for it. So I wrote down a script and decided we need some music for this. So thus I made this thing for it. And the soundtrack is called Inequality because of the story going on in the animation. Now, since the story is never going to come true, I might as well explain it. It was an animation between two characters, and one of these characters was a copy paste of the protagonist, I'll say. Basically like a Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog situation. So yeah. That's why it's called Inequality. If I remember no, it's called Inequality because, if I remember correctly, inequality is that it means that it's not equal. So despite this character having been like a copy paste of the main character, they are not equal due to different motivations. So that's why I named this Inequality. Now, what I did here was, when I made these two soundtracks, Belligerent and Stoicism, I made them just out of fun. But I really badly wanted to use them for something. So eventually, I decided whatever this soundtrack is in for, these soundtracks would be involved as well. This was basically phase 1. This was phase 2, I believe. And this was phase 3. Or at least if I remember correctly. That's how I remember it, at least. So Inequality basically demonstrated that the characters are not equal due to their different motives. Belligerent, for those who don't know, belligerent just means that you're one to... If I remember correctly, it means that being belligerent means that you start fights very often. That or you just have anger issues. Which basically was what happened with the copy. He was very belligerent because of his motives. And then Stoicism. Now, Stoicism is... I don't think I need to explain it, but the main character is very stoic due to his motives. And also because of what he is. So, yeah. To summarize the entire animation, imagine Combat Gods. That's right here. Combat Gods 2. And if you haven't seen that, go fucking watch that animation right fucking now. The animation is so fucking good. But yeah, it was like a lighter version of Combat Gods. And when I say lighter, I mean way lighter version of Combat Gods. So, yeah. It was basically just a very much lighter version of Combat Gods. So, yeah. Oh, thanks for the donation. Many thanks. Oh, oops, that's the wrong thing. So that's the explanation for all these 3 soundtracks. They were made for... I mean, this one specifically was made for a script, but these 2 were implemented into the script. So there's that. Let's get to a short prey. Bro sent Robux. God sent animation. I mean, what effects did you add to your laughters? For sure. Ah, right. I'm glad you asked. Now, okay. Let's get to the... Oh my god, the ending here is the most replayed. Wow, the laughter was that good, huh? Nice. So, I wasn't sure if this was going to be my final cover. Because when I started making finale covers, that was basically... Oh my god, I'm trying to... I'm speaking too much, so I need to catch my breath. Okay. So, when I started making finale covers, that was basically me preparing for the fact that I'm gonna start leaving the Undertale community very soon. It all started with the Undertale cover, and by far my favorite finale is Insanity Megalovania. That is by far my favorite finale cover. Absolutely fucking amazing. Oh my god, another... I don't know, what does R stand for? Is that dollars or is that Russian dollars? Either way, thank you, Pedronia. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, pronouncing names with numbers in them is hard, but thanks for the donation. That's awfully generous of you. But yeah, this thing took fucking ages, and apparently there was a massive 1-month hiatus between this video and this video. And that was because I spent way too long on working on this godforsaken cover. I spent way too long working on this cover. Biggest reason was because I was trying to find a way to make it different from version 2. Because back in the day, whenever I would make a version 2 of something, I would always have it seem very similar to the first version, but different enough to the point where you can hear the difference later on, but the intro would usually sound the same. But in here, I decided I want this to sound vastly different from the first 2 versions, so you know this is the final version. We know it's the final version now because, yeah, I left the Undertale community, but at the time I didn't know if this was going to be the final version, because when I finished the cover, I felt that it was good, but probably in the future I could do better. Not being entirely sure that I would eventually leave the Undertale community earlier than I could make this. So yeah, this is officially the final version of Assured Prey. Assured Prey version 3 is the best version? You're fucking right it is. And anyone who disagrees is unbased. Rev can get a Roblox hat now. I mean, I don't need that. Honestly, all the cosmetics I have in Roblox is all I need, really. I don't really need anything new in Roblox. Bro can buy Red Void Katana? Why the fuck would I need that? Anyways, so I made this. Took a whole month in making it. But I finished it, and yeah, it was difficult, very difficult. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can even open up the project file for it, just to show how much of a nightmare this fucking thing was. Let's see, this one. What do you mean, why the fuck would I need that? It's a cool looking cosmetic. You better check it out. I mean, I probably will, but like, at the end of the day, it's just a cosmetic, and I don't play Roblox that often. And even when I do, most games I play, like, completely change your cosmetics entirely. Damn, bro, chill. Let's wait for this project to load. Here we are. Let's wait for the guitars to load. Oh my god, this... I forgot how fucking huge this project was. God damn. God damn. God, oh my god. Okay, this project is way bigger than I thought. Holy shit. Oh my god, I forgot how big this fucking project was. Jesus Christ. Yikes. Bro, we're gonna do a live stream of Roblox game too, where we're playing together easy. Holy fuck, I agree, Gaping Place. I agree. Holy shit. I forgot how big this fucking project was. Yeah. How do you usually do the mixing in your tracks? I was always curious, and I could use some help. It's a lot of trial and error, I would say. It's like it's not like I know entirely what I'm doing. In some scenarios I know somewhat what I'm doing, but most of the time I don't. I wanted to talk about the guitar specifically, especially the guitar that plays here. And here. Basically this guitar. Now, if you can hear it closely, you can hear that there's pitch bending in it. But it's an audio file. So you might be wondering, is that a real guitar being played? No. No, it's not a real guitar being played. What's happening here is that I have a synth, or VST, called Bendy. And what it basically does is that it acts as a MIDI that allows me to basically use, say, heavier 7 strings or shreddage as if it was a normal FL Studio VST. Basically allowing me to do these note pitch change things here. The problem is, it's a very old VST and is very unstable. And what I mean by that is that if your project is already really big, your entire thing will crash if you try and load up Bendy. So what I ended up having to do is I ended up literally, I think I still have it. Hold on, let me open up a new FL Studio. I'm hoping my computer doesn't crash by doing this. So not here, in here, there is a thing called Assured Prey version 3 Overdriven Guitar. Okay, there's no lead in it. Oh wait, did I have the effects here? On 20, 29. I did. So why is... Hold on, let me... How does it sound like without the thing? Okay, I had some sort of... Wait, is there something I forgot to turn on? Nope. Yeah, I don't know why it sounds like that. Does it sound like that here as well? Oh, wait, this was a shredded guitar? I thought there was a... Okay, well, that explains a lot. I had the scream effect on, that explains why it sounds distorted. But, yeah, what happened here is... I don't know why I don't have it here, but, I would load in a bendy synth. See if I can load it in here. Oh, yep, I could. So, this is what bendy looks like, right? Let me just increase you to that, there you go. And, since in here the import port is 0, and so is this one, I can now control the shortage thing with this. So yeah, now that works. The difference is, in here, when I use the normal synth, when I try to do something like this, and then I add a pitch changer in the middle of it, nothing happens. But if I do the same thing with bendy, it suddenly works. So that's why I have that thing. But again, it suffers from the problem of being very unstable. So I had to open up a new project and record every lead raw, and then put it in here and activate all of the effects I had here, which are a lot, I'm not gonna lie. It starts with hardcore. That was very loud, Jesus fucking Christ. That would explain the compressor. And even then it's still loud. Then the stereo enhancer for some reason. And then there's an EQ, which erases all the sub-frequencies. Basically the heaviness to it. And then an effect that I believe X-Gravity showed me called G-Grain, which gives it this weird thing. Ow, my ears. I apologize in advance. And then I added another compressor and some reverb. Basically giving it this kind of effect. If I remember correctly, last time this thing, where the guitar plays, I had like this high-pitched synth playing. I've missed out on the chat, holy shit. At least you know the keys. I'm still spending a whole ass lot of time trying to find the Assured Prey notes. About that. About that. The only reason I was able to make version 1 to begin with was because of Frenderman himself. See, Frenderman makes great music, but when you look at his FOPs, you start to question his sanity. Let's just say that. So yeah, a lot of this I took help from Frenderman's project, which I asked nicely for, so yeah. Because there's a lot of backing stuff here that I would never have noticed at the start. I believe this synth here. Like, when I first made the version 2 cover of this, I never even heard that. The only thing I heard was the guitar. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Is it here? There it is. And then there was also this synth here. Then we come to another thing which I would never have guessed was in here, which is gross beat. I always assumed that it was just him fucking around with the notes, but no, there's an actual gross beat playing here. Which is why it sounds like this. Without the FLP, I would have never guessed that. Like, at all. And then we have these. Basically the SAS vocals. Might be asking, why is that an audio file and not a sound font like it normally would be? Well, by the time I made this cover, I didn't know that the version I'm using now, which I believe I used the same version when I was making this cover. When I used this version of FL Studio, I didn't realize that FL or ImageLine finally fucking allowed you to use sound fonts in 64-bit projects. Which explains why they removed the 32-bit version as well, because back in the day when you would install FL Studio, you would get a 64-bit and 32-bit version. And the only reason anyone used 32-bit was because of the sound fonts. So yeah, I didn't know that sound fonts were available to use again. So yeah, I decided because what happened was you couldn't. That might make you assume like, how the fuck did I use these things? Because they were also in sound fonts. Well, what's weird is that you couldn't open sound fonts and use them, but you could use sound fonts that were already opened. So what I ended up doing was I opened up Franderman's project file, and I exported all of these sans vocal patterns, and then inserted them here and added my own effects to them, I believe. Hold on, 48, 40, there you are. Yeah, I added my own effects here as well. Same goes for this part here. Same goes for the church bells here, which are tubular bells from SGM, I believe. I can't really remember. But yeah, all of these audio files, except for the laughters, are all sound fonts. Oof, mental from yeah, like, I don't understand why they only, like, when they made the version I'm using right now, I don't understand why it took them so goddamn long to finally allow people to use sound fonts. Like, why did it take them so fucking long? Okay, well, whatever. Now, as for the laughters, which is a thing I should have answered a long time ago. Bro, you just showed me how to do the rising volume sound in FL Studio. Rising volume? What does that mean? What do you mean rising volume? Are you talking about the compressors? Because that's an easy solution. I mean, before I would use the knobs here, but I thought the compressors were a lot more convenient. Because, I don't know, it just felt more organized. Because seeing like all of these be all like that and that and that and that, it was like, it was so janky. And I, like, it just terrified me at looking at it, so I decided I'll just use compressors instead. Modern problems require modern solutions, yep. You'd load a bendy synth, make the motifs, and then save them as MP3 and add effects later. I would save them as WAV files, but yeah. I would save the audio file, import them here, and add my own effects to them. That's what I did. Laughters were chilling? Yep, I agree. Now, all of these laughters were made by me. Let's start with this one. I can just grab you. Okay, never mind. on. There we go. So this was the first laughter. I believe if I can just remove all of the effects on it. It's just my laugh, but slowed down. Although it's slowed down in Audacity, so I believe I have to picture on myself. You can slowly start to hear it's me. You can slowly start to hear that it's me. I then pitched it down in Audacity and then added stereo to it. And then I added a distortion to it. Just to, because I don't know what it is with me, but I love adding distortion to things. God damn, that voice crack. But I love adding distortion to things for absolutely no reason whatsoever. You could say it's an addiction, so yeah. And then removed a little bit of the sub. And then a compressor. And then some delay and reverb. I dare you to make the laugh right now. Oh god. Oh, that's gonna be hard. Okay, well. Let me try. I don't know, something like that. It's like just a normal sinister laughter that I decided to make. But then we have the more fun laughter, the laugh I love as much as you guys do. I still love it. It sounds so fucking cool. I believe all I did for this... Okay, I know exactly what I did for this. So what I did was, I did basically the same thing I did for the first laughter, except I did it in a raspy voice. I laughed I laughed like this. Kind of like that, except a little bit more raspy. I have to prepare my voice to do that. But I laughed in a more raspy tone, and then I demonized it, and what I mean by that is that I had the normal sound, duplicated it, so there was two laughters, I pitched both of them down, but the second file was lower pitched than the other one, which gives it this effect. So it sounds kind of demonic already. Added a compressor to make it a little bit louder. You just go let her rip and slap distortion on them? Yep, that is basically what I do. So, and then I added the chorus. Some delay and reverb. It's surprisingly effective, and I love it. So yeah. But by looking at this, you can clearly tell that there's a lot of shit going on here. But I reckon a lot more shit happens in Friendeman's FLP. I guarantee you that. The first problem with this thing was figuring out the instrument. Which, if you can't see or hear, it's 4 instruments playing at once. First one is this thing. This was basically supposed to be the replacement of the previous VST I used for the first 2 covers. I thought this sounded more devastating, so I had that. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, okay, this is what I did. So, there's this... I wouldn't say this is new, but at the time I was making this cover, this thing was relatively new to me. So what I did was, I opened up several VSTs, and this was like at the start of this, so there was nothing here. It was just this thing. So I opened up several VSTs, this one included, and I played the thing, and I thought, huh, that sounds kind of cool. So then I went through other things, found this. I thought to myself, hey, that also sounds cool. I then found this thing, and thought, hey, that also sounds cool. So I thought, what happens if I just combine them? And you get that sound. It's pretty dope, not gonna lie. And then, I don't remember if the, I believe the original had like a string playing it as well. I don't remember. I know the bass plays a string, but I think I implemented it in the synth as well. So I combined it with this. So yeah, that creates that, and then there's the bass thing here, which is normal ensemble and bass string in staccato. And then I believe this synth before was FL Slayer, and with like a shit ton of effects on it. And as much as I like FL Slayer in some scenarios, I again wanted to make this different from version 1 and 2, so I ended up just using this. Which, funny enough, is also this synth. Just with different tones and different effects and shit. It's amazing what you can do with the same instrument, but with different effects. It's honestly astonishing. So I did that, and then there was a piano. Piano was in the original, so that was cool. And there was also a music box in the original. This doesn't sound like a music box. It sounds like a sine wave, which I think it is, if I'm gonna be honest. Sure, it looks like a sine wave. Hold on. I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's a slightly modified sine wave. And then came these things. I don't exactly remember what I did here, but I think I just wanted... I did the same thing here that I did with this thing. And thought, what would happen if I combined all of these? And, well, we got this. Oh, and of course there's sub-drops here to add in the intensity. Although you can barely hear it. I finally learned how to make music a little. I made a Mirrored Insanity remix. Well, good for you. I'm not gonna watch it, but good for you. Oh yeah, then the laughter as well. I don't remember when or why I made the laughter, but I thought I made the laughter and then implemented it here. Oh yeah, there's this thing as well. I thought without that synth, because before I had, like, for a long time I had it just like this. Didn't feel like it, I felt like it needed more, so out of nowhere I found this thing, which I believe has a shit ton of distortion on it. Let's see, 12. Oh no, it just has minor distortion, because this is what that synth sounds like on its own. It's another Flex VST. Sounds very different, but with a distortion and some EQing and compressing, and apparently I had a delay on it as well. sure, especially since finding out what you can do with synths would take more time than learning how to use FL20. That's not even exaggeration. I'd argue if learning FL Studio takes way longer than that. But oh well. So yeah, that's how that synth came to life. And then we get to here. I disabled the hi-hats for some reason. Oh. That I'm gonna disable. I'd say the mixing here is alright, but I remember when I made this, it was a nightmare to mix. No, I believe this is just a bass. Yep, and what is this? Choir, because I thought it was cool. Oh, I have two of those things playing here. Also, I had the percussions right here. Those are not implemented in the final version because I didn't think they sounded cool. The reason they're there to begin with is because they're meant to represent toms, because the original Assured Prey has those playing there, but I could not find a good way to implement them, so I said, fuck those, I'll just mute them, and yeah. Arguably, my most favorite part has to be here. Alright, goodbye, Suspicious Demi. Have a good one. But yeah, this part here is my favorite. The reason it's my favorite is because of how heavy it is. So yeah, I believe mostly after this part, I started finding a way to just mostly speedrun this thing until we got to this part, I believe. But yeah, that's a problem I usually have with these projects. I would start somewhere, I would have an intro, and then I get to the chorus, and that's where I struggle the most. Then after I finally finish that, there's the aftermath, of which I struggle a lot. And then there might be like this bridge here, or secondary chorus, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And yeah, this project took a while. Like a very long time. So yeah, that's all I have for Assured Prey. Let me close the this one. But yeah, that's all for Assured Prey. It was a very, very long project, but felt great to finish, and I'm glad it got the attention it got. Frankly, I wish it got more, but honestly, I don't get 100k views on every video, so if you did speedrun it, I couldn't tell. Well, yeah. Second comment of 2023. So, I mean, I don't think anybody really cares about that, if I'm gonna be honest. Thank you for your effort in these music videos. Well, thank you for enjoying the effort. Do you think Xylovania version 2 was better than version 3? Nope. every new version I make, I believe, is better than its predecessor. Anyways, I've already explained the laughters. Well, I made this video because seemingly a lot of people like the laughter, so I thought, hey, I will just make a video dedicated to the laughters, which is, I mean, all it was really was just me summarizing how I made the sound effects, and then I basically I made the video in a way that would make it seem like people could just use it for their own things. Which, honestly, people can, as long as they don't claim it as their own. Then I made the Doggy Tail cover, which went under a lot of people's heads, which irritates me, because I worked very hard on this cover. I will see if I can open it in here. If I remember correctly, it's in here actually, for some reason. And my motivation sort of dwindles at some point, then I just want to be done with whatever I'm doing. I'm Little Tops, but I changed it. I don't think I remember Little Tops. It sounds familiar. What is this? The Bendy plugin has caused a critical error while loading. Oh god, okay, well, looks like I will have to restart FL Studio real quick. Task Manager? I require assistance. Close that down. There you go. Let's try this again. You see what I mean with Bendy being an unstable fucking unstable fucking thing, VST. Remember me? I don't know. Again, your Little Tops sounds familiar, but I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to keep track of your audience these days, especially when you get so many. Oh my god, it still crashed. Are you fucking kidding me? It's probably because I'm streaming. Let's wait for this to load. Dun 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 dun. Don't you just love waiting for hours? I know. I sure know I do. What the hell? Has FL Studio crashed? Is that what's going on here? I was able to load this before. Last stream I did. I was able to load this project without any problems. And I was streaming at that time. Oh, yep, it crashed on me. Great. Okay, well. I'm gonna get this opened. I'm gonna get this fucking project opened. I swear to you. Well, I gotta bounce now. Happy New Year, friend. Good luck with FL shenanigans. Alright, goodbye, EK. Everything seems fine now. There you go, now it worked. What the fuck? God, I'm telling you, man, the bendy instrument is so fucking weird. It just cannot decide if it's gonna work or not. Oh yeah, and here I used the sound font again. So, yeah. And used a lot of pianos. A lot of pianos. And we used have your 7 strings. So a lot of people might not know this, even though I explained it in the stream here, or not stream, but the video description here. But again, this video went under a lot of people's noses. Dokitail Just Monica is one of my favorite, if not the most favorited Megalovania in my opinion, because it's so vastly different. It's kind of like Dissension, right? It's so vastly different from the other Megalovanias, but it's also really sad. Like it has this very sad vibe to it, whilst at the same time being very intense. Huh. The mixing seems rather decent here, actually, because this thing is not peaking to the red levels at all. And I have Maximus disabled. Huh, interesting. Your music... Okay, hold on. Your music inspires me... your music inspires me to make some, but when I try it was fucking fails, because I have no shit idea of how some excruciatingly important stuff works. Trust me, I've been there. You'll get the hang of it eventually. Yeah, this start was rough, because I believe I started this project, like, when did I start this project? Info, let's see here. I believe this is the year. Okay, it was earlier than I thought it was. I meant to say it always. but whatever. Okay, well. Originally the intro was not like this. Originally it started like this. Because that's similar to how the original one starts. I surprisingly have only made 2 covers of this. The first one was god-awful. Second one was fucking amazing. And has very close similar vibes to the original, which I'm happy about. Although the most hard stuff to do was first of all this fucking piano thing here. For some reason that piano was really hard to transcribe, but I eventually got it. Oh my god, apparently I'm using this as the lead as well. Fine, let's go over the instruments I used here. It's not that many, actually. Honestly, everything after... I think the hardest part to do here was the intro. That was the hardest part to do. Everything else was a lot easier to do. Oh yeah, that was another thing that was hard. So the lo-fi effect coming in here. That was also very hard to do, similar with here. That was very hard to determine if it was good or not, but I'm happy with how it turned out. Also, I fucking love the way the guitar sounds here. I love this guitar. It is really good, especially combined with the kicks here. My god. Like, I'm so disappointed that this cover went under a lot of people's noses, because I really love this cover. It is... I fucking love it. I could have maybe spent a little bit more creative time on the visuals, but at the end of the day, you're here for the music, not the visuals. Unless I actively make a story with the visuals. In which case, I try to do a much better job, which is what I did for Undertale Finale. So, yeah. This part was rather easy to make. In fact, the hardest part here was just the mixing, really. What's funny here is that this also went under a lot of people's noses, and so far only 2 people have noticed. There's a certain lead that plays here. I don't know if you noticed it, but the lead that plays... I might as well show it now. This is the lead that plays. And then there's a piano playing it as well. The reason this came in was because as I was working on the guitar here, I started realizing that, wait. It was like that. And I started noticing that it sounded familiar. Wait, hold on. Okay, this guitar isn't exactly the right pitch, but it's probably because of its limits. But yeah, it starts like this. That's basically what the thing is, and this sounded very similar to that. So I thought, what would happen if I added the Sweet Dreams Are Made of Screams lead, and it sounded great. It mixed surprisingly well. And it's like, it's not obvious, but you can hear it. And I'm disappointed that not a lot of people have noticed it, but I'm glad at least some people have noticed it. Because it's a funny detail that, like, it's not only funny, but it actually works for this cover, because it actually sounds like it works. It just works. And then we come to this part. This part was not necessarily hard to transcribe, but it was a lot of tedious work to do. Because there's a lot of piano work going on here. The Tragedy of Darth Vader Ding Dong, a very good video. I agree. Unfortunately, I have to leave, even though I subscribe primarily for your Undertale covers and you have left the community. I will continue to support you, what you do. Happy New Year. Thanks, Popular X Gamer. I'll see you around. Anyways, now we get to the guitar. Right here. Oh yeah, the solo here. I forgot about the solo. Oh, that's why it sounds so rough. I used an OTT on this fucking guitar. I think what happened here is that originally I wanted to use Shredded Hydra, but I think it sounded too guttural, so I eventually just OTT'd, I used an OTT on a normal heavier 7-string guitar and got this result. Here, another... You might think this part was hard to transcribe, and it kinda was, but it's not like it was an issue, necessarily. It was just... I just had to go through a lot of trial and error. This solo here required a fucking immaculate amount of transcribing. Now, as far as I'm aware, this solo is 100% accurate to the original solo. And you might be thinking, how in the fuck did I transcribe this part? And I will show you how. I will show you precisely how I did it. Doki tail, just Hanukkah. Oh, hey, there's my cover. So what I did here, I think it's here. So I will get to this part. And we go through here. These notes were mostly easy to do because I could comprehend them. And then we get to these leads. How the fuck do you transcribe that? It's an easy trick, really. Once you find the lead, you click on Settings, Playback Speed, and put it at here, and suddenly you can hear the notes fairly easily. That is how I managed to transcribe the solo lead, by slowing down the video to an ungodly amount. So, yeah. What do you think of Midier? A guy who makes very nice YouTube music, like Lethal Deal. Don't think I've heard of him. I think I heard Lethal Deal maybe once, but that was a very long time ago. But yeah, pro tip if you want to transcribe solo leads. Find the solo, slow the video down to an ungodly amount, and just listen. It's much more comprehensible now, although it's very metallic. You can still at least hear the solo if you listen closely enough. And that's basically how I did it. In fact, that's how I translate most solos that are incredibly fast. The price to pay is breaking your... I mean, I wouldn't say that's breaking your ear. It sounds annoying, sure, but it's not like it destroys your eardrums. It's not like loud or anything. It just sounds weird. But at the end of the day, I focused morely on the solo, because that's what I'm trying to transcribe. So if you find any lead that you can actually hear, that's not entirely in the background, I recommend, if you're trying to transcribe that, slow the video down to a comprehensible speed, and try your best to listen for the sound, and try and make out the notes. Because that's how I transcribed the... that's how I transcribed the solo and got this. So yeah, it's that easy. Life hacks with ReveX over here. So yeah, that's how the process went for the Doki Tail Megalovania. And then I made the shitpost, which I believe this is an April Fool's joke. Yep, yeah, it is. And I hate how this video got twice the amount of attention that this video got. I spent about like 30 minutes on this video. Like, all I did was grab Maxor's video and literally all I did was grab Maxor's video. I keyframed the pitch shift on it, and I just did that, and then added in the skeleton heads, tracked them to the character heads, and did some minor editing. Like, also, what really disappoints me is that in this video, nobody pointed out this. Literally nobody pointed out that. Like, this video got this much attention and this many comments, yet no one pointed this part out. Like, how? How do you miss this? It's even in the fucking thumbnail. Like, how do you miss this? It's... I don't get it. Oh my god. While it's a funny... It's a funny shitpost, I agree, but god damn it. It's a 14-second long shitpost that's just a slight re-edit of Maxor's... part of Maxor's videos. And it has very minimal effort into it. Got more than twice as much attention as this video. Like, that fucking irritates me. Like, it still irritates me to this day. But it is funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Amogus.
It's like, it has no story behind it, I just implemented this part because it was funny. Because I thought it would be funny if I just had an unedited version of him saying Amogus with this face. And that would be the end of the video. Oh my god, it's just... It really irritates me that that has to be the case, but... Then again, YouTube algorithm is very unfair and always has been. At least ever since Susan took over. Anyways, let's move on to this thing. I believe I just made this for the sake of making it. I don't think I had any real backstory to why I wanted to make it. Except for maybe the fact that I hadn't made a Dust Hill cover in a very long time. Let's see if we can just find it here. I think this is the one. Dun 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 dun. Oh wait, this is another thing. This is an unfinished version of that. Is this the one? This has to be the one. Maybe in 2050 we'll get a real Mirrored Insanity alternate remix. Highly doubtful, but you never know. Dun 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 dun. Oh, there you go. Alright, we have to wait for the guitars to load. Oh, and I have Bendy in this? I don't... When did I use the Bendy for? Is it this part? Yes. Yeah, lots of guitars coming. Lots of guitars here. And choirs. This has a lot of... Wow, this has a lot of fucking patterns. Wow. This is the least scary FLP I have in modern day, and yet it has a shit ton of patterns still. Interesting. ReveX waiting to rage mix full version 1. I don't know. 5 billion likes and you get the full version. I have a few pings. Never mind, it's just my friends being idiots like usual. I mean, there's not really much to this, really. I just kind of made this out of boredom. Yeah, there's not a lot going on here, which is probably why the drumless version made us realize just how important the drums were. Honestly, this is a very simple cover, and yet it's very effective, which is interesting. That's not to say that I didn't put effort into this, because I did. But it's still, like, compared to my other stuff, it's rather simple. Which is why it fascinates me that it actually sounds really good, despite the lack of... Well, again, compared to other projects, lack of effort. But yeah, I am happy with this project. Also, as an homage to, like, old-style Red Megalovania covers, that's the only reason I had the laughter here. Which even then I added a few effects to it. I added G grain to it, because otherwise it sounds like this. But now it sounds like this. So yeah, that's that's all there is for this cover. And because I wanted to have this, here's the thing. When I finished the cover, I thought that at the moment I thought maybe I will make the Murderer cover as well. I didn't, and I ended up not doing that. Although I believe I tried. I should have put a loud fart at the end. Maybe another time. Maybe another time. But yeah, I thought I would make the Murderer cover of this. Oh hey, I'm a boss. Very coincidental timing. We're talking about the Red Megalovania cover, and here you come in. Yeah, Llama's here to tell you I wish you an amazing new year. Well, happy new year to you too. I added I wanted this to be like a kind of a different AU, so I named this Dusttail Metariku, which is just metallic in Japanese, according to translations at least. And again, I thought I would make the Murderer cover, which I never did, but the idea was there. So yeah, there's that. I'm still disappointed that there's not a lot to this, but yeah, it's a cool cover. So yeah. What's funny though is the man that accused me of the man that accused me of stealing, quote unquote, this the cover I made was a pitch change or slowed down version of I'm a Boss's cover. Go watch this video and you'll see that that's not the case. But it's funny how that happened, because ever since I released that video, that guy's fucking comment has like an ungodly amount of responses. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. There it is. It has like 33 fucking replies. And everyone's like clowning on this guy. And he hasn't responded. So yeah. I don't know what the hell happened to this guy, but yeah. Also, I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts about VHS Sans? I don't have any thoughts on that guy because I've only heard rumors about him. I've also heard that he's been interpreted wrong, which honestly that happens to every AU, but oh well. Oh yeah, the Quantum TV stuff. Do I talk about that here? I don't know. Should I? I don't know. I might get. Right. Hold on. Don't mind this. I was just watching a stream about Ultra Kill. Don't mind that. I don't know if I should talk about Quantum TV because usually a lot of people who do get kind of fucked over. But I survived. This video's still up, and it hasn't copyright struck me yet. So neat. I've made things about him, but just wanted to say have a happy new year. Well, you too. Anyways, Quantum TV. I don't think I need to explain his situation because I guarantee most of you already know of his situation. But I'm going to summarize what happened. He was a copyright abuser that attacked quite literally everyone that made a video on him. Yeah. There's that. Now we have my favorite original song, Inflamed Animosity. The name is basically a synonym for an ungodly amount of hatred. It's just a fancy way of saying it. And again, people might mistake animosity for something else because one of the Glitch Tale episodes was called Animosity, and since I was in the Undertale community, it's easy for people to misrepresent that. Rev, what's your favorite chip? What? Like food chip? Like snack chip? Because in that case, it's Estrella's dill chips. That's my favorite chips. It's good shit. Either that or bacon chips, if they're done right. Because very few chip companies do it right. But those who do it right, do it fucking amazing. Microcomputer? What? How am I supposed... I'm not a computer nerd. I don't have a favorite in terms of that. Anyways, this is my favorite for lots of reasons. I spent quite a lot of time on this. About 3 weeks on it, apparently. Or maybe I worked on it. I don't remember. I just know I worked on this for a long time. What I've only explained to a few people is that this soundtrack takes a lot of inspiration from collective consciousness from Metal Gear Rising. And the greatest example of that is this. That intro is very similar to, or it has the same intensiveness as the intro for the song. It's just missing the horns. It's just metal instead. Did you watch the videos of the channel How to Basic? I mean, back in the day I used to. I don't anymore, but it's not like I was a fan of his. I just knew of his existence and that everything about him had to do with eggs. Anyways, I took inspiration from collective consciousness and metalized it basically and made my own version of it. This whole song is basically like synthetic metal, and for those who don't know, synthetic metal is one of my favorite genres out there. So yeah, that's why this song is my favorite, because I had a lot of fun with this. So yeah, it's I had a lot of fun with it. There was a story to why this soundtrack was made, and it's very similar to all of the belligerent stoicism and inequality thing. Except this time I didn't write it down. I just made the soundtrack with the fantasy in my mind. And who knows, maybe the soundtrack will be included in whatever that fantasy is. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet, but there's a possibility. So yeah, I made the soundtrack for something, but it's not used in it. For now, it's just its own thing. But it remains my most favorite soundtrack yet. Original soundtrack, that is. That's all there is to that. And then I made the drumless version because, well, there's a certain someone out there called 8-Bit Drummer, and he does drum covers for a lot of things, and also just plays drums over a lot of other music, and blindly hoped that he would find my video, but he hasn't, so yeah, sad face. This music plays when you open a jar of cucumbers. Okay. Anyways, on to Decayed Lucidity. My second favorite original song, and my father's favorite original song, because it has bass. This song existed for longer than this one did, I believe, The Cybernetic Assassin. And I believe I explained how it started off. It started off as a cover for one of Corpse's songs called Miss You. But then it kind of started sounding less and less like Corpse's songs. Kind of like the Belligerent song, where I was making something about something, but then it transitioned into its own thing. So yeah, that happened. I eventually turned it into its own song, and this song was gonna have lyrics in it. That was the original plan for it, but it never happened. Not yet. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll add lyrics to this later in the future. Who knows? But it explains the name Decayed Lucidity, because if I remember correctly, this basically is a giant synonym for destroyed sanity to some degree. Like, this is like someone whose sanity is broken down entirely. So yeah, the lyrics was going to be about someone who was basically used for their entire lives until they realized it, and basically like decided, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna kill everything now, basically. So yeah, that's what this song was about, and that's why it sounds so gut-wrenching. Yeah, that's about the story for that. Although I worked on it for a very long time, like a really long time. I could not decide how the fuck to finish this godforsaken song. But I eventually finished it, so yeah. And then one day I got really bored. So I decided, I have a lot of unfinished covers and originals. So I thought I would just show what these things are and let people know that they exist. If I finish them, oh well. If I don't, oh well. One of the covers I have finished here is the Can You Feel My Heart cover. This one. Although it's much more higher pitched now, because it sounded, to me it sounded sadder. Or more emotional. It's also been slightly remixed. And then there's also the Bury the Light cover. Which I can tell you that this cover is still in the works. I am actually currently working on the cover, and I made a lot of progress on the original version, but I actually remade it. I opened up a new project and remade it, and the guitar synth, the guitar you hear here, has currently been replaced by a synth that I'm trying to have. It's been replaced by a bass synth that I'm attempting to design it to the point where it sounds similar to the original. But it's not going well. It's very hard to do it. Because, yeah, sound design is very difficult. But yeah, I made a lot of progress on it. At least in the first version. The newer version has less progress, but progress has been made. So yeah, there's that. Do you have any plans to do remixes or covers of The Last Breath Sands? Nope. Never will and never have. Alright, then came the moment where I passed the ownership of my Mirrored Insanity cover to Coralized Heart. Person doesn't exist anymore due to a certain drama they went through, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Then I finally decided it's time to leave the Undertale community. So I decided I would make one final cover, which was Reality Check Through the Skull. But as I was working on it, I scrolled around, I was just doing my own thing, just going around YouTube, and then I discovered my old Underverse cover. And I thought, this is a rather simple cover. Maybe I can remake it. I did, and I finished it. So I thought, well, I don't just want to throw this away. So I decided, okay, I'll make 2 final covers instead. So I published the Underverse cover. Not really that much of a backstory to it, other than the fact that I just made it, and there you go. And then there was a 3 months hiatus. Without disregarding streams, I believe, because I decided to stream some DMC5. Yeah. But then finally, the fucking final Undertale video came out. I spent so much time on this. Let me see if I can open up the original project. Let's see, Undertale. Here we go. This project took way too long to make. Like, way too long. Like, there was so much trial and error in this fucking cover. I shit you not. This took so fucking long to make. Like, I spent way too much effort into the song. Which is also why I'm frankly disappointed that it hasn't received a lot of attention. It's only sitting at 20k views at the moment. Which is still a lot, don't get me wrong, but I have videos that have over 100k views and shit. So, and I put a shit ton of effort into that video, so I'm disappointed it doesn't have as much views. But it might also be because I didn't name it Reality Check Through the Skull. I just named it Undertale Finale, so might have been the title. But yeah, I guess I'll just have to cope and seethe. Dun 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 dun. Hello, James. Nice to see you here. I'm drunk as fuck. Okay, well, that's not good. Undrunkify yourself now. Why did that sound so simple? Why did that have the same vibe as you should kill yourself now? Anyways, you can see here that it's a big project. It's a very big project. And you can also tell I spent extra effort because of the fact that I had all of this. Why is there, what the fuck? Why is there no sound? The fuck? Why is the sound muted? Oh wait, it's because I have to enable all of these fucking things. There we go. So I have the original Reality Check Through the Skull here. I think you can have the best of both worlds by calling it Undertale Finale and Reality Check Through the Skull cover or something. I mean, that could work, but in my mind, just naming it Undertale Finale felt more dramatic. Because it really, I felt it symbolized that it is my final Undertale video. But, yeah, maybe that would have worked better. I could change it right now if I wanted to, but I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, I ended up having the original version here. And then, of course, we have the drumless version. Of course, I have to fucking... There we go. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but it's going very high up in the volume here. That was one of the things I struggled with the most. Mixing. That was my greatest enemy in this god-forsaken cover. I was trying to make it loud, but not too... Like, I wanted it to be very loud, but not to the point where it starts clipping. That was really hard to pull off. Oh yeah, I forgot. This project is so fucking big that it starts bugging out when I try to play it. It's struggling to keep up. Anyways, let's start with the bells here. As you can see, it's 4 bells playing at the same time. One of them is playing at the right. So yeah, I even have all of these bells connected to one thing here, and then that to another thing. So yeah, there's one bell playing here, which has a guitar rig synth on it, or guitar rig bass on it, otherwise it sounds like this. Which is how it normally sounds. And then I added this. Then added EQs, compressed it, removed the reverb, because there was already reverb in the guitar rig amplifier. Then we have another bell, which sounds very muffled. And again, it has a guitar rig on it. FL Studio, please don't crash on me. You can barely hear it, but trust me, it has its worth. And we have this thing, which also has guitar rig. I believe all of these have guitar rig. Oh yeah, this is the one that sounds the most normal. But then what I wanted to do here was have people realize that this is not just a re-upload of the same thing. Granted, it's very hard to hear that. Like, if you're listening to this randomly, you still might think that, oh, this is just a re-upload of the original one. But if you're actually, like, if you actually pay full attention, you will realize that there is difference in the bells between this one and the original, because this is what my bell sounds like. And then this is what the original bells sound like. It's a lot heavier, way heavier. And then my bells again. Sounds a lot more dream-esque, if you get what I mean. And then we have the guitar. This is actually 2 guitars playing at the same time. It's a heavier 7 strings and a shreddage thing, and I believe they have different amplifiers as well. Let's see, this one has guitar rig. This one also has guitar rig. Okay, let's see. Are they different amplifiers? I believe they are. This one is basic high white, and then this one is, or maybe this one is the same as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh yeah, it is the same. I think what I was trying to do is, because without it, it sounds like this. Yeah, that's what heavier 7 strings sounded like. And I thought that sounded weak, so I added shreddage too, and thus it sounded like this. Added a lot more intensity to it, surprisingly. But without heavier 7 strings, it sounds like this. Which could still work, but honestly, that on its own sounds pretty good, not gonna lie. And then one thing that's very easy to miss is that I have a bass playing here. And it's amazing how much the bass adds here. Let's remove the bass. This is what it sounds like without the bass. And this is with the bass. It adds so much. Like, it's just one simple instrument that just happens to be a bass, and it adds so much. Like, I am astonished by how much that added. So I made the only logical decision and decided to keep it. Yeah, then we came to the problem here. This entire part. Don't mind the clipping, that's not actual mixing clipping, that's just a studio struggling to keep up with my computer. So the absolute biggest problem I had here was also the guitar. Because I wanted the bass here to be the guitar, which I believe is this. No, that's the bass. That's the guitar. But in the original soundtrack here, there's like I'm not gonna play it because you know what? Fuck it. I'll play it. I just have to enable all these fucking things again. There you go. So if you listen closely here, you can hear like this very heavy bass going on here. There's this weird sawy like bass going on in the background. And it's happened like there's a guitar playing as well, which made me think I can most likely blend in a synth with a guitar, which was very hard to actually, like, it was very hard to have that actually work. I got it in the end, and it sounds like, I mean, yeah, there's no actual bass guitar here. In fact, this synth is the bass. I also had a lot of problem with the organs. I don't believe these organs are 100% accurate, but what I ended up doing to transcribe these was I simply didn't. Well, I tried to, and I got something, but then I decided, this is a Megalovania cover, so he most likely took the organ chords from the original Megalovania and just pitched it down by one note. So I did the same. I took a Megalovania recreation FOP that I had in my PC, still have, and I pitched it down, and then modified it slightly, and we got this. And then we have a shit ton of leads playing here. Also, no, your ears do not deceive you. These the higher frequency leads are differently pitched than these. You listen closely to this, and then listen to this. You can hear it's differently pitched. That's done intentionally, because I have Maximus right here, and what I've done here basically is you can solo these things. You can solo the frequencies. So what I did was I listened to the original and put on the higher frequencies. And as I was listening to the leads, the higher synths, the higher frequency synths, had like normal pitching compared to everything else. So I did that, and well, I got a result. So yeah, there's that for you. And of course, then we have this part. Now it's starting to keep up again. This part was very hard to fix up because, well, I had to find. This part, mixing wise, was very hard to do because this part here. I first struggled with finding the right synths. I eventually found them, but it was very hard to find them, or find the right ones. And then there was also the mixing part. But then, not only that, but we also had all of these things. One thing I didn't realize, at first at least, is that there's a guitar playing here. But there's no guitar playing at this part. So that's what was causing a lot of clipping here at first. But when I deleted that, I was like, oh wait, there's no guitar here. There's just the bass. And I also have these playing here. Which are the lead synths. And the reason I have that is because, well, combined it sounds better. Okay, well, you can't hear it when it's bugging out like that. No way in hell. What is this? Oh yeah, that's a bass, quote-unquote, bass version of this thing. Which is ironic, because the sub-frequencies are deleted. But that was because it was starting to get too heavy, because, lest we forget, we not only have this bass playing here, but there's another guitar bass playing here. And it's so heavy you can't even hear the notes. So, yeah. Now we have this part. I'd argue this part was probably the easiest part on the entire project. Aside from the intro. Because everything was easy to do, and I think the hardest part was figuring out the guitars here. But it was still like the easiest part next to the intro to do. And then we got to this godforsaken part. That I still cannot play because it lags out to shit. And then we have the solos. The solos was very hard to transcribe, and I still don't even think I got it 100% right. Same thing happened with Horror Tale shirt right here. I had to make a different project, because at this point this project was massive. This project is one of the biggest projects, if not the biggest project I've ever made. So I had to open up a different FL Studio and fuck around with the guitar solos there, and eventually I managed to get all of this. FL Studio is having a very hard time keeping up. My god. And then we get to the Papyrus part. I originally wanted more leads, especially here. Like, this thing is just one lead, I believe. This thing right here. I wanted to have more for that, but the lead itself worked well enough, so it just worked on its own. And then we get to, there's a small part here. This part here is originally just supposed to play Papyrus' theme, but like with a radio effect. I could have done that, but in order to do so, I would need to have different instruments. I would need to, like, there would be so much I would have to do. So I kind of got lazy here and decided I'll just have a guitar here transition into this instead. But there was obviously more to that. I couldn't just have added a guitar in there. Yo, I needed to make sure it actually fit. Which it did. But then there's also the fact that I actually had, whilst I was making this cover, I had the visuals in my head. Like, this entire video was in my head whilst I was making this cover. So when I made this part, I distinctly thought precisely of how this part comes in here. I distinctly thought of that part. And that's why it transitions from this to this. So yeah. And I don't know if you remember, but after all of this hard-ass work on not only just the music, but the visuals, when I uploaded this fucking video, I got a copyright claim by some random fucker that I didn't even know existed. Like, this random fucking Megalovania cover that existed for, like, that had existed for 7 months by the time I uploaded this, just out of nowhere, copyright claimed my thing. And I disputed it, and they still went through with the copyright claim. Now, I'm gonna go on a small rant here. So, the cover I was claimed for, if I remember correctly, Megalovania Kofi cover, I think it was called. No, what the fuck? What was his name now again? Hold on, let me go into my emails. See if I can find it. Because I forgot his name. Let's see here. Copyright. Let's see here. Is this the video? Kotat, that was the name, right. Okay, here we go. So, it was a specific version. It was the HF version. Because this man has like several fucking Megalovania covers. And I don't care if this stream now gets copyright claim for this, but oh wait, here it is. So, this is the cover I was claimed for. And I'm probably gonna get claimed for playing this video as well, but I'm gonna just like so we all know how this cover goes, right? It plays like this. Like, just this part can show you just how stupid this copyright claim was. So I was claimed for the entire cover, except for the intro guitar part here. So I was claimed for everything except for the guitar part. So we know how this cover sounds like, right? It sounds like this. Remember this sound. This is the cover I was claimed. This is the cover that claimed me. You can instantly hear a major difference. A fucking major difference between them. It is in a different key. It has a different instrumentation. And like, I don't know how, like, this song doesn't even have any metal in it. It's just like an EDM cover, or if that's even the right term. I don't know genres very well, but this is like, this has no metal in it. So I thought that this was just the bots messing up, because that's usually how copyright works. It's a bot that discovers that something is similar to this, and thus it will copyright claim that for you. That's how it usually goes on the first stage. So I thought, okay, well, the people who made that cover, because when you dispute a cover, I'm pretty sure that report gets sent to the original musician. or at least the people in charge of the music. So at that point, it's an actual human being that's reviewing these. And any normal fucking human being would notice that there's a major fucking difference. But I'm sorry about the F-bombs, by the way, but you can, like, between these covers, there's a huge difference. Like, the only similarities is that it's Megalovania. That is the only similarity. What do you think they did? They did not remove the copyright claim. They fucking kept it. They thought their copyright claim was valid. This pissed me the fuck off. Because the only logical reason they could have there is that they are retarded, or they believe they have the rights to the melody of Megalovania. And if that's the case, that brings up another problem. Megalovania is made by Toby Fox. It is his song. It is Toby Fox's song, okay? It is his song. And here's the thing. It's not like you can't make a Megalovania cover and not copyright it, because, first of all, this guy did it. But also, Richard did that with his metal covers. So, if you're gonna claim that I can't make money off of the fact that... If you're claiming I can't make my own money off of my own work that just happens to be a cover of Megalovania, that guy shouldn't be able to either. Because, as far as I'm aware, this is a cover. This is a cover, not the original Megalovania cover. It's not made by Toby Fox, as far as I'm aware. Like, there's no Toby Fox anywhere. It's just made by a random fucking guy. It's a random wait, hold on. Okay, composer Toby Fox, that's most likely referring to the original Megalovania. Because why would Toby Fox make yet another Megalovania? But yeah, this is made by him. So, like, why would, like, you see the issue here, right? You see the issue. Like, this isn't, I'm fairly certain, this isn't Toby Fox's fucking music. This is made by someone else. And they had the fucking audacity. The fucking, like, they are either stupid or they actually believe they have the rights to the melody and have the rights to, like, fucking do this. And again, like, if I can't make money off of a cover, and, like, here, if this was made by Toby Fox, let's say this was actually made by Toby Fox. If that's the case, how come Richard can copyright claim or copyright his music? How come Nick Nitro can copyright his music? How can Nick's the Shield copyright his music? But how can they make money off of their covers, but I can't? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's stupid. And I'm gonna be very mean here, but this is true. If it was the case that the man reviewing both of these videos didn't discover any differences in it, they deserve to be fired, okay? They do not deserve to be a musician. That is a fact. Like, there are literally the only similarity between these covers is that they're Megalovania covers. That is the only similarity. The only one. Change my fucking mind. I dare you. Anyways, rant over. I probably got a copyright claim now by that, but I simply do not give a fuck because fucking barely anyone watches these streams anyways. So yeah, rant over about that. That's what happened with... That's also another reason as to why this almost took an entire month to publish. Like, that controversy added yet another month to the hiatus here. So, yeah, that's why there's a 3-month gap and not a 2-month gap. So there's that. Yeah. Now, let's move on to the cybernetic assassin. I explained basically everything in the description here. I decided to revisit the old soundtrack. Kinda liked it, but felt it needed a remake. So I decided, okay, I'll remake it, and I did. And, well, it sounds much better. And this time it doesn't have volumetric sidechaining, it has EQ sidechaining. I would say this song doesn't have the greatest mixing, not gonna lie. It has decent mixing, but I believe some parts actually clipped in this song. So, yeah. Kind of off topic, are you gonna make a funk metal cover? I don't know what that is. I don't know what funk is. But yeah, this was just a remake I decided to make, just because, why not? And then very recently I've been rather inactive. Ever since that video I randomly decided to play a lot of DMC5, and thus I made that video where I decided to learn the infamous Virgil combo. And then I finally finished the Can You Feel My Heart cover, and I'm disappointed by its traction. It doesn't even have 1K fucking views. In fact, it has more traction on SoundCloud for some reason. It's somehow more popular. Let me close this project because I think it's slowing down my computer. But yeah, it somehow has more likes and more views on the fucking SoundCloud than it does here. Like, how does that happen? Why? Why, YouTube? Why? Why you do this? Why the fuck you do this? This is not fair. So yeah, there's that. Did I do any community posts this year? I probably did. I mean, any, at least any important ones. Oh, yeah, there's the copyright thing happening there. And there's the teaser. Excuse me, what, not even 1K? Exactly, doesn't even have 1K views. It's so stupid. There's the teaser for finale. Finally finished the cover. Yada yada yada. Just me doing random shit post. Oh yeah, I announced my Undertale departure here. So yeah, there's the teaser for the decay lucidity thing. I think this is where I announce. This was just me. This was me outside with my class. We had like this random trip that we decided to go on, and my teacher took this picture of me and sent the picture to me. This was just me randomly decided, because we were waiting on the bus so we could come back home or come back to school. And whilst waiting, I just decided to sit here and do this weird meditating pose. And then this is a post Nick Nitro made. It was a GIF of several things coming up, like showing up here at once. And I decided to take a screenshot, and this is the power I got. And you know what? I'll take it. So yeah. And here's the teaser for Dust Tail thing. This was the teaser for Doki Tail. This is me reposting my girlfriend Serene Mist's cover on something that I made the lyrics for. So yeah, an experiment, some more teasers for my original songs. Oh yeah, I even made this video, which is a gameplay video I made recording on myself and then adding some Gaming Nightmare. It's talk through, is that what it's called? Dialogue, I guess. I don't fucking know. For those, I'm not gonna explain who Gaming Nightmare is, but yeah, there's a video of Gaming Nightmare out there that I made 11 months ago. So yeah. Yeah, that's it for what I did for this year. Question is, what do I want to do now? Not a lot of people are watching. How long have I even streamed for? I have streamed for nearly 2.5 hours. Great. Great. Very nice. Very nice. I suppose one thing I could do is play some Devil May Cry. Because, why the fuck not? Let's play some Devil May Cry. Because that's always fun. Just do this, put you on top. Actually, I can just say with you. There you go. There we go. Fucking wire management. Yeah. Hold on, give me a moment. Yeah. Okay. I have completely destroyed my voice from talking a lot.
Devil May Cry.
The Rules of Tekken by Botanic SG was hype, not gonna lie. Botanic, that name sounds familiar. Isn't that the guy who made the orchestra cover of Red Megalovania? Let's continue in the Bloody Palace, because I played in that earlier today. Also, I've gotten way better as Virgil since last time I streamed this. Which is to be expected. Let you go. Nailed it. Botanic was the one. Oh right, that's why I recognize the name. Oh right, of course. Yeah, I might have heard it actually. No, because I heard something that had Rules of Nature in it, but also Tekken. It had Nero's theme. It had a Sonic theme, I believe, and then we had Tekken and Rules of Nature as well. If that's the one you're talking about, I don't remember. Got to go. Remember, get the combo with motivation. I mean, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to achieve that specific combo, but because it's rather hard to pull off. And skadoosh. Go. Hello. Ow. I'm trying to do other things. So what did I just do there? I did something. I don't know what the hell I did there. Damn it. I always fuck that up. Ah!
Go to hell.
Hey, what the fucking do? Hello.
Go to hell.
Another new record. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh god, not this asshole. Ow. Ah. Yeah, you just fuck off.
Go to hell.
There we go. Now I can deal with you.
Come here, little boy.
I should probably. There's a funny thing you can bully him with. You can just spam this on him. He just fucking can't do anything against. Oh, never mind. Yes, he could. Until you do that to him. There you go. There we go. Anyways, time to fight the Dark Souls chicken. Look at these sick rolls I'm doing. Even Dark Souls players fear me. I'm failing the judgment cuts. There you go.
Go to hell. Don't move. Go to hell. Go to hell. Kneel before. Action dash. You're finished.
Oh no, you don't.
Let's have some fun.
I will not have mercy on your soul. I will have unmercy on your soul. There we go. Credible threat. God damn it.
Go to hell. Go to hell. Go to hell.
Instinctive dodge. Holy shit.
Go to hell. Go to hell.
Hold on. Hold on. Just... Okay,
Go
fuck.
to hell.
Okay, excuse me.
Go to hell.
I'm sorry, you're not dead, Hal. God, these guys take a lot of hits.
Down you go. Check. Kneel before. Check. Action. Check. Down you go. Check. Action. Down you go. Let's have some fun.
Awesome, some game goes bored. Hell yeah. My eyes are burning, you know? It is like fucking... Ow! Somehow survived. Holy shit.
Ow.
There we go, that gets rid of him.
Go to hell.
Oh god, I hate this stage.
Go to hell.
Oh, you son of a bitch. No, you don't. Okay. First Fury dead. Fuck you. Okay. Fucking... fucking instant transmission out of that one.
Go to hell.
Ow, you son of a bitch. Fuck you. Okay. I hate Fury so much. They are actively a fucking sin. I mean, I know they're demon and all, but fucking hell. Okay. I guess for ReveX, just trying to question for ReveX, are you ever gonna possibly make Doom Eternal like this on this channel? I mean, I would love to. I don't think I'll be able to, but I would love to. Oh god, are they here? Okay, I dashed right past them. Where am I? Ow.
Go to hell.
Oh god. No! Okay, I made it. That's what I meant to do. Oh god, I hate this attack! Ah! There we go. That deals with that. Pro tip, if you ever want to do an unfathomable amount of damage, Sin Double Trigger and Fast Doppelganger and just fucking go ham on them.
Go to hell.
You son of a bitch. Ooh, okay, I dodged away from that. Dodged away from that fucking... Wow, okay. That just fucking teleports me. Triple kill. You'll love to see it. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm a judgment cut spammer. What of it? You asshole. You fucking asshole. Can you not? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I'm nearly dead. You motherfucker. Okay, I made it out alive, but I am very close to death. Wrong thing! I thought I had the mirage thing out. Okay, still alive. Still alive somehow. Just to heal myself.
Taking my time.
Alright, ready to go up again. Ready to kill me some demonios.
have some fun.
Oh my god. Oh great, it's this guy. Oh, you little cunt. Ah, you son of a bitch. Hey ReveX, Happy New Year. I always loved your content, songs, remixes, all of that stuff. Keep it amazing. Well, thank you. Ow, I did not see that coming. Ah! Ow. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ow. There's no way I'm dying here. Okay. We got him, but my HP's kinda sucky, not gonna lie. Damn it! Come on, come on, come on. And, okay, I thought I was gonna finish him off with the Void Slash, but oh well, I'll take that. At least I didn't die 30 times. That is that is just too powerful. That is that is just too powerful, and I love it. Bro Damage, I agree.
Go to hell. Down. You're go to hell. Down.
Oh my god, the frames. Ah! I'm... Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. This ain't gonna kill him, but it did a shit ton of damage. Die, 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 die! Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, I got him. Not as clean as I'd hoped for, but at least I got him. Hell yeah. I guess the last thing we can do is kill Dante. Also, do not worry, don't ask questions as to why Ram or Rem, whatever, I think it's Ram. Don't question why the pink-haired lady maid is in the background. I will not be taking in any questions whatsoever. Anyways, I will be killing Dante and then I will end the stream. Because I've streamed for basically 3 hours now.
Farewell, Dante. Go to hell. So go to hell. Come here. Come here.
Hello, Digit 309. Life is, well, boring, to say the least. Oh, I actually got that one.
Go to hell. Come here. Come here.
Ow.
Come here. Come here. Royal guard. Down. Sword master.
If you're wondering why I'm not killing him, I'm waiting so I can finish him off with Judgment Cut End.
Sword master.
There we go. And back. Or someone with 30k get 3 viewer on stream, because I don't stream often. I mean, I had more views when this started.
Go to hell. Kneel before. Down. Kneel before. Down. Down. Go to hell.
Oh my god.
Down you go.
What's your main content on YouTube? Music.
Go to hell.
You would know that if you actually looked at my channel.
Down you
Ah, not. What the fuck? Why is my thing red there? I keep accidentally summoning. Okay, here we go.
Let's have some. Kneel before. Check. Down. Check. Acid splash. Weak. Down. Acid splash. Down. Acid splash. Go to hell. Down. Need this. Acid splash. Kneel before. Get lost. Go to hell. Acid splash. Kneel before. Down. Acid splashes. Down. Check. Outrun this. My powers. Absolutely.
Ah, goddammit, I thought I would make it in time. Well. Big mistake, brother. Bop.
Come on. Kneel before. Down. Go to hell. Check. Kneel before. Check. Acid splash. Check. Down. Check. Go to hell.
Here it goes. Skadoosh.
As if there was any doubt. Admit it, Dante. Don't you dare say it.
If you take out the music, there's just more Dante and Rover than absolutely. The grunt fest. Alright. That's it for that stream.
Double may cry.
So that was somewhat fun. Happy New Year, everyone. Goodbye.